done.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. It is exactly 12:19. This is the mid-morning show with me, Julie Ali, and it is a special feature in the month of Ramadan. Thank you indeed for joining me. And we're now going to be talking with Riyaaz Khan. He's the corporate trainer and representative at Tibb Health Science, and we are going to be looking at the importance of what the Tibb Black Seed has to offer us as the Muslims during the month of fast, during the month of Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum to you, Riaz. Nice to have you on the show. Welcome. And Ramadan Kareem to you.
Wa alaikum salam. Jazakallah. Same to you and the listeners.
Thank you indeed. This Tibb Black Seed is almost a magical seed, and I think we can't exhaust this conversation. We can talk and talk and talk about it and just uncover more and more and more benefits to us as humankind, alhamdulillah. And I do appreciate the fact that you are here with us once again to talk to us about the benefits of the Tibb Black Seed. So let's just kick off right away and ask, what are the nutritional benefits of the Tibb Black Seed?
So, not a lot of people know exactly what we all we see is a small black seed, right? But it is such a powerhouse of nutrients that we need throughout the entire year, and more so sometimes during Ramadan because of the physical toll that the fasting takes on us, right? So just to list a few of the nutritional benefits, right? We Black seed has monosaccharides, which are basically your simple sugars, and this is actually what gives you your energy. They break down into your glucose, which gives you your energy. It also contains a non-starchy polysaccharide, so obviously it's a little bit more complex, and this is where it assists with fiber. So again, fiber is so important for digestion, and sometimes during the month of Ramadan, we don't actually end up getting enough fiber, and we end up with digestive problems. In terms of the fatty acids, we have the essential fatty acids in your black seed. Now, remember, these essential fatty acids are the acids that your body cannot produce, and you have to get via your diet. And black seed is giving them to you. In terms of muscle, to prevent muscle wastage or breakdown, you have 8 out of your 9 essential amino acids as well. And then in terms of vitamins, there's plentiful amount of vitamins in here as well. You've got your carotene, which breaks down into your vitamin A. You've got calcium, iron, sodium, potassium, especially this last few that I mentioned, iron, potassium, sodium. All of those are involved in your electrolyte balance. And then, so I'm sure you and your listeners have seen a lot of hacks on how to not get dehydrated during Ramadan. Black seed is another one that you could add to that because it has so much of the potassium and the sodium in there that's able to prevent you from getting dehydrated, to make sure that your electrolyte balance is where it needs to be.
I must say, I was invited out for iftar yesterday, and the hostess put a jug of water on the table, and she had the Tibb Black Seed in the water. And I'm not quite sure if she put anything else, but I just heard them all talking about how much of energy, how energized they felt, during the day of Ramadan, and they don't feel tired or thirsty.
Yes.
And I didn't even realize I was doing this interview this morning. So, Alhamdulillah for that. Proof once again that this does, in fact, work. Let's also understand the uniqueness about Black Seed. You've just mentioned how it can aid your system and replace all of those lost minerals and vitamins that we don't possibly get in our food. And a lot of people then depend on it by taking other supplements. So the all important question here is, if I take Tibb Black Seed on a regular basis, how much of it should I take? How do I ingest it? And would that mean I don't have to take anything else, throw all the other bottles out into the garbage can?
So, when it comes to the nutritional requirements of everybody, everybody is different, right? But if we are working on the assumption that we have a relatively healthy individual that does not need too much, then yes, black seed can suffice as your everyday supplement throughout the entire year. That will help with all your nutritional deficiencies, will help with bringing up your immunity and overall health. But then when it comes to throwing about all the other products, like I said, everybody has their own health issues. So if somebody may need a higher volume or a higher amount of calcium per day because of you could obviously supplement the black seed on top of that, but if they require something else, then yeah, please keep at it. But for the general person, the general for general health, black seed, yes, will suffice for most things. And like you mentioned about giving the energy or getting energy out of it, I can personally attest to it as well. I travel quite a bit, and from traveling, and I can definitely tell the difference when I don't have my black seed with me. So black seed is in my bag with me at all times, and especially when I travel. And then even after, even if I, for some reason, if I do stop it and then start it again, within 3 to 4 days, I'm finding my energy levels back up where they need to be. So it doesn't take long to work either, because that's another misconception that a lot of the natural medication takes slightly longer to work and settle in the system. This works pretty fast.
So let's talk about how does one consume it, in what form should one go about it? Does it come in tablet form, capsule form, or can one just take a spoonful of the raw seed and ingest it? How does it work?
Okay, so at Tibb Health Sciences, we've got different variants. The the most potent of the lot is the black seed oil, and this is pure cold pressed oil. So they literally take all the actual black seeds and squeeze out the oil. The nice thing about the Tibb Black Seed oil is that there's no nothing added to it. There's no adulterants, anything like that. It's pure cold black seed oil, cold pressed black seed oil. And that for that you can actually ingest it directly from the bottle. So put it in a teaspoon, half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon, and ingest it, and that'll be fine. But the taste isn't the best. So a lot of times people actually mask it. So what they would do is a little bit of warm water with honey. You can mix that in and have that. People mix it into their smoothies. So a lot of people are having smoothies at suhoor and all of that, with their berries and bananas, dates, all of that. You could take a teaspoon of the black seed oil and pour it in there as well. Um, some people use it as a salad dressing. So there's a lot of ways to actually use the oil without having to worry about the taste. However, after a few days, the taste doesn't get better, but you get used to it.
Can one actually OD on the oils and things? Let's assume I overdo it. You've said half a teaspoon or a teaspoon, and in my crazy moments, I might just decide to take maybe 2 tablespoons a day or whatever. Would there be any
Mm.
side effects?
There wouldn't be any major side effects. It depends also how sensitive you are to it. But the worst case that you may end up with is a bit of diarrhea. But other than that, no, you're not gonna. There's no other major side effects. Yeah, there's a few contraindications in terms of medication. So we wouldn't want, if you were on taking any medication like an anticoagulant like heparin or warfarin, your scheduled anticoagulants. Yes, that you can't use in conjunction with black seed because they have counteractive actions to each other.
So you make a very important point there, and people watching us this morning, would decide that this is for me. I need something like this, but not applying their mind to the fact that other meds that they might be on will have an impact. It'll counteract with the black seed. Are there precautions on your packaging? to advise the consumers that, what's the precautions? Is it at the point of sale that the rep would say, if you have the following conditions, or please pass it by your doctor or your healthcare professional if you have any health issues, to check if this is safe for consumption?
So first point there is, yes, it is on our packaging. Not on the external packaging, but obviously the patient info leaflet, which has all the information in terms of what it looks like, what it should look like, what it should taste like, and what it's used for, and contraindications, and as well as medications it shouldn't be used in conjunction with. Furthermore, at Tibb Health Sciences, we focus quite a bit on training. So should you go into your favorite pharmacy, more often than not, they would have had training from us. So they would, if they would ask the questions, what medical conditions do you struggle with? Are you on any other medication? And then they know how to proceed, because there are a few medications that shouldn't be used with black seed, but a lot of the medications are actually safe to use.
How popular is black seed in South Africa and beyond?
In South Africa, it's definitely popular. We saw a huge rise in black seed use, especially during the COVID pandemic. Um, Without taking any credit, I think a lot of people are alive due to black seed. Uh, Sometimes people were looking for medication and it wasn't working and stuff, and you have a lot of people that swear by the black seed, that it did all the it brought them back from a pretty bad place in terms of where they were with COVID. So yeah, your black seed is quite popular here, especially around the world, in the Indian subcontinent as well as the Mediterranean. It is very popular, and you finding that as the science is coming through on it, there's a lot more traction being gained by the product, by the actual black seed around the world. I mean, obviously, we were lucky that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had told us that the in black seed is a cure for everything except death. So we know that it's genuine. But the nice thing is, in the recent years, the science has actually been backing it up, where we have articles and medical journals showing how black seed actually helps to reduce your chronic diseases. So your blood sugar levels, helps to improve insulin sensitivity, helps to drop your blood pressure. So in all of those things, there, black seed has actually been shown to help quite a bit with other medical conditions that people probably never thought of using it for before.
Undoubtedly, at the Tibb Institute, there's ongoing research happening regarding clinical studies, etc., to further explore the benefits of the black seed. You haven't reached the peak yet. It's just an
No,
ongoing.
no, not at all. No, yes, yeah. I mean, as medications are coming out, as conditions are coming out, you always find that scientists are using black seed in a clinical setting to try and see what effect it has on certain conditions and all of that. Another very nice thing, and my colleague alluded to it last week, is that black seed actually has something called a tumor necrosis factor, which basically means it improves the body's ability to actively fight cancer cells.
Wow, Alhamdulillah for that. Um, People obviously have lots of misconceptions about the black seed, the Tibb Black Seed, that is your products. How do you address the misunderstandings or misconceptions around it?
I think these kinds of conversations between us and even the consumers is very important, because everything comes down to education and dialogue. Um, if somebody has a misconception or an incorrect viewpoint of it, it must have come from somewhere, and that's where all these conversations make it very helpful for people who don't know about it or have heard something wrong about it, and then we get to clear the air up here. So yeah, it definitely comes about by education, and like I said, Tibb basically works very, very hard in terms of training. So a lot of the pharmacies and Unani Tibb doctors and clinic sisters that we see, we're passing all this information on them, so as much information can get spread out to as many people as possible.
Talk to us about development, latest developments. What new products can we look out for as far as the Tibb Black Seed range is concerned?
There isn't anything really at the moment that's being worked on. I mean, our tip range, our tip black seed range is very, very comprehensive at the moment. So we've got the oil that I mentioned, and then for people who can't stomach the oil or find it tough to stick with oil, there's the capsules. So the capsules offer the same benefits as the oil, but not as much of the strength component because the oil is 100% pure black seed oil, and because of it being in an oil base, it has a lot more of the nutrients retained, whereas the capsules are actually powdered, and you do lose some of it, the nutritional value in there. However, the majority of it is retained. And then the third variant that we have is our black seed vapor rub, which works very nicely for colds and flus and people struggling with chest issues, muscular pain, all of that. So
The
imagine if you had a normal vapor rub now with the added benefit of black seed in there.
Wow. Where can, to wrap up then, where does one go about purchasing Tibb Black Seed products?
So it's widely available at all your independent pharmacies, as well as all your big pharmacies like your Clicks and Discams, Medirite Pluses. Um, it should be available everywhere. Even if you go into a store and you don't find it there, your friendly pharmacist would be able to order it for you. So it is widely available everywhere. You should not struggle to find a Tibb Black Seed or any Tibb product for that matter.
Riyaaz Khan, corporate trainer, Tibb Health Sciences. Always a pleasure talking with you. Enjoy the rest of Ramadan and keep us in your du'as, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum to you.
Wa alaikum salam. Jazakallah.
It is 12:37, our final interview of the morning. We do hope that we have kept you well entertained up to now, inshallah. If not well entertained, then at least well informed. In our last interview, once again, an awareness drive with Moses Siecha, Johannesburg District Youth Crime Prevention Desk. He is the PRO person, and we are going to be talking about raising awareness around GBV issues.